What's going on, guys? Back again with another video. So today I want to talk about believing in yourself. A lot of us doubt our abilities. A lot of us have times where we just doubt that we're ever gonna be successful in our lives. But we got to remember that life is full of challenges, and the most successful people are the ones that, regardless of how much they fail, they still push forward no matter what. And I think that's part of life, man. Part of life is just keep going. Part of life is just you gotta keep pushing no matter what. Life's gonna bring you down, man. Life's gonna bring you to your lowest point. You're gonna start questioning yourself. Many times I've questioned myself a lot. I questioned will I ever be able to purchase a house? Will I ever be able to get married? Will I ever be able to find the right person? Will I ever be able to make enough money to do things, to have freedom? Will I always be working a 9-to-5 job? I have all these worries in my head. And then when I lose, I hate losing. Because I've lost many times in my life. I've lost in martial arts, in competitions. I've lost in races, like running races. Like I thought I was fast, but got my ass beat by someone half my age. You know, there are people around me in my life who just seem to have it all, right? But then I just sit down and remember that, I'm grateful for this life. You know, I have everything I need inside of me. It doesn't matter if I keep failing or if if shit happens to me in my life. What matters is, I'm still alive. So that means if I'm alive, that means I still have an opportunity. I still have the potential to find something that I want to do, that I want to change. There's a purpose, and I strongly believe that everyone has a purpose in their life, right? And whether you believe in fate or not, things happen to you in your life where you're just like at the most surprising points of life, where you're just so surprised and shocked that it happened to you. Sometimes you'll end up winning the lottery just randomly, where you might end up finding the person of your dreams that you want to be with in a library or something. Or you realize that you volunteering at an animal shelter is actually something that you want to do as a career. You want to be a vet or something like that. You know what I mean? Life gives you random miracles and random good, and life gives you random bad as well. That's part of life. But I come to understand that in life, it's like you just have to believe. You just have to keep pushing forward, and you have to believe in your abilities. You have to believe in yourself no matter what. Because you're alone, man. You're alone. No one's gonna hold your hand all the time, Your mom's not gonna hold your hand. Your dad's not gonna hold your hand for the rest of your life. Eventually they're gonna not be in this world, just like you will not be in this world eventually. So, it's important to stay in the present moment and to enjoy every little thing of life. Enjoy the beautiful sunsets, enjoy the peace and quiet, because it might be your last day. So that's just life, man. I think that's what life is. I think life is just, you're just moving. Life is just about, you just keep moving forward no matter what. The moment life stops for you is the moment that you give up, where you just sit in your room, or you just sit in a corner and cry and complain about all your problems and don't do anything about it. That's when you've lost a life. That's when life is over for you. I feel like a lot of people, man, they just give up when it gets tough. I've been in that situation too. I've given up on stuff many times in my life, like a certain career path that I was following in school, or sometimes I gave up on a relationship because I thought it was too much for me. And sometimes, there's a better path for you. Sometimes, the world opens doors for you, better doors. It just depends on, what happens in your life, because life is very sporadic and random. Life can hit you with amazing moments, amazing experiences that you'll never forget. Like for me, I remember one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life was when I went to a place called Nagano in Japan, in the northern Japanese Alps, when I did like a multi-day hiking trip by myself. I did a solo trip for like 4 days, and I was able to see a sunset on the peak of one of the mountains. And I swear to God, it was one of the most majestic experiences I've ever had in my life. Like, to be able to see the entire sky covered in orange and purple, it was just absolutely breathtaking. And then in the distance, you could see thunder and lightning, and on the left side you see like a rainbow. So on one left side of the horizon, you see just clear skies and a beautiful rainbow, and then on the right side you see thunder and lightning right on the peak of a mountain. For me, that was just like that, just like completely. I don't know. I was just so much in the present moment. I was so grateful for life. Like, those are moments in life that are out there for you if you actually like take the time to make the effort to go out there and travel and experience new things. But it also starts with believing yourself. Believe in the fact that you're able to go to these places on your own, and you'll be fine. You gotta believe that you can take care of yourself. Once you start creating these confidence boosters, and once you start experiencing all these beautiful things that life has to offer for you, then you start appreciating life more. You start believing in yourself more. You start believing that, oh, if I can travel alone in another country and live solo for 3 to 4 years, then that means I can start my own business. Even though I may struggle, even though I may fail, at least I can learn something from it, and at least it's an experience that I may not ever get in my life. So it all starts with you, man. It all starts with you. And honestly, don't even take my advice, because I'm not trying to give you any advice. I'm just trying to tell you my story and tell you that I'm just an average person who still has a lot to achieve in his life. I'm only 31 years of age, but I still want to achieve more, and I have goals and aspirations, just like all of us should have. And we should strive towards it. Even if we don't achieve our goals, at least we had a path to follow. At least we had some sort of trajectory in our life, right? And that gives us focus, that gives us clarity, that gives us, a reason to get up every single day. But if you're lost and you don't have any goals or ambitions, you don't want to go to another country and travel and visit a new place, you don't have anything excited or something to work towards, then you're just living life in autopilot, man. And when you live life on autopilot, the days go by faster. You feel useless. You feel like life is a waste. You feel you don't believe in yourself anymore. You stop believing in yourself. You start becoming reliant upon technology. Like, you're always on your phone playing games. You're always playing video games all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes it becomes excessive because you don't have any other big aspirations or big dreams that you want to follow in life, and you don't have that balance. And once you want, and you don't have that some goal in your life, then you start resorting to the simple things, right, that give you immediate pleasure and immediate satisfaction, and that can ruin you. That'll destroy your self-belief. It'll make you feel that you have no control over your life. You'll start feeling that, oh, you know what, I have no control, that these things are controlling me, right? You start having this, your mentality is going to start changing. You're going to start thinking pessimistically. You're going to start thinking negatively. Like, all these things start happening when you don't have goals. That's why goal setting is so important as well. But like I said, man, just don't take my word for it. Do it. Try it yourself. Have some goals in mind. Have some big aspirations, and try to strive towards it, man. Whatever it is, just do it. And the thing is, bro, you are not time is of the essence, but don't have this mentality that's saying like, you know what, I'm out of time, it's too late for me. The moment you say it's too late for you, it is, because you told yourself that. But the moment you tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to start making a change right now, I'm going to start going to the gym, I'm going to start learning a new skill, I'm going to start coding, bro, life gets more exciting. Life becomes more fun because you're looking forward to something. You know, your brain is being stimulated, right? But if you're doing the same redundant stuff every single day on autopilot that gives you immediate pleasure, like pornography, video games, sex, whatever, drugs, alcohol, smoking, all that stuff, that just deteriorates you, bro. That deteriorates your potential for to do great things. And trust me, I'm telling you from experience, because I've been in that situation before. I've been addicted to adult videos. I've been addicted to marijuana at one point. I was drinking quite a bit at the time, and I realized that all of these things, you know, there's sins, of course, in many religions, in all religions. But not only that, it actually just it like it limits you, man. It limits you from your potential. It limits you from growing as a person. It really does. And but the thing is, if you're striving towards something positive, something that's, you know, that you need to work towards, that requires a process, at the end of the day it's worth it. And you have clarity, you have a purpose, you have something and thing that you want to work towards. You know, it could be you're trying to get more fit, start going to the gym 3-4 times a week, start lifting those weights. You have a goal, that's a goal, that's an amazing goal, stick with it. You want to learn a new language, go on YouTube and watch maybe 20-30 minutes on vocabulary of a certain language. Start off with the basics. It's exciting, man, because you realize once you start doing things, because a lot of the times we say, oh, you know what, it's boring. Oh, you know what, studying is boring. Oh, you know what, you know, this is shit. But the moment you actually start studying certain things that interest you, or the moment you start studying things that you thought were not interesting, or the moment you know, then you start realizing, oh my god, this stuff is actually interesting. Like, why was I so judgmental about it? It's because, you know why? You never actually attempted to put in the work. You never actually attempted to do that. But once you do, you start realizing, oh my god, like, history is actually really interesting. It's very sad, but it's also interesting to learn about World War I, World War II. You know, learning Japanese is actually it's a really cool language to learn. You know, it's really interesting. You know, but the only way you're gonna start like realizing this stuff is if you actually start putting in the work. You actually start doing it. You know, it doesn't happen overnight where you become fluent in a language or you become rich within a day. It doesn't happen. You know, you gotta put in the work. You gotta make effort, daily effort, and don't overpressure yourself. You know, don't feel like you need to rush into these things. Everything has its course. Everything takes time. But the most important thing is that you're taking action. You're implementing something that is trying to help you progress forward, even if it's like just a 0.001%. At least it's progression. At least you're getting better, you know, slightly. That's what matters. Because if we're stagnant physically, we don't do exercise. If we're stagnant mentally, we don't try to stimulate our brain through learning things, we die quicker. We accelerate our pretty much our death, basically. We become obsolete. We become really weak. And when we become really weak, what do we seek? We seek something that can immediately make us feel strong. Immediate satisfaction, immediate pleasure. That's what happens when you're weak. You know? And the thing is, the truth is about life is that there's no easy way. There's no easy way to life. It's easy. What's easy about life is that the resources are there for you. That's the easy part. The hard part is actually making the effort. You know, that's the hard part. We're very aware of what needs to be done. And all of us deep down, we know what we have to do, what we need to do. But the thing is, the hardest part is to actually go forth and do it. Thank you for watching this video and listening to me ramble. But I hope you gain some motivation or inspiration from watching this video from an average guy who's nothing special. Thank you.